Today's video, I'll be talking about the new album by Motor Sister called Get Off. The album was released on May 6, 2022. First, I'll give an introduction to the band. Then I'll talk about the album and the songs, and I'll give a score out of 10 at the end. The band is a supergroup. They started as a cover band playing Mother Superior songs. In the band, we have Scott Ian from Anthrax, his wife Pearl Aday. She's also the daughter of Meatloaf, and she also fronts her own band called Pearl. There's drummer John Tempesta. He played with White Zombie and the Cult. And on bass, Joey Vera from Armored Saint, and guitarist Jim Wilson from Mother Superior. So the vocals are both by Pearl Aday and Jim Wilson. The band plays just rock and roll. They get a little heavy at times, being that most of the members come from metal bands. But I would not call this a metal album, but it will please fans of hard and heavy music. There are 11 original songs and a cover of Mother Superior's Rolling Boy Blues. So the album starts with Can't Get High Enough with a fast drum beat and a heavy blues guitar riff. Jim Wilson and Pearl Aday share vocals on this one. I think that this is a good album opener. It has a 70s rock feel, but a little more of a metal edge. Pearl Aday sings in a style reminding me of like Janis Joplin. The song also has a lot of energy. Coming For You is a hard rocker with Pearl on vocals, and this one sounds a lot like Meatloaf. You can hear her father's influence coming in on this song. The song is short, it's to the point, but it rocks. It has some cool guitar work. It's angry and has a lot of attitude. Right there, just like that. This one has a slow bluesy guitar riff mixed with some metal downpicking. You hear a little of like Scott Ian bringing in his thrash metal influence, but it doesn't really overpower the song. It just keeps its rock and roll vibe, but it does have a little bit of that heaviness. Sooner or Later is a little slower. So at first I thought the opening chords reminded me of like Danzig's Mother, but it's more of like a laid-back rock and roll song. This one has both Jim Wilson and Pearl Aday sharing vocals. It's a lot milder. Kind of as I listened to the song like a couple times, it actually reminded me of like a Thin Lizzy type of song. It just has that tone. The song is catchy, memorable. And Excuse Me, Your Life is Exposed. That's a heavy song with some pounding drums and nice riffs. It's fast-paced and quick and to the point. Actually has a lot of punk rock energy and some heavy metal riffing. It's the kind of song you can stomp your feet to. Lion's Den, another heavy song. The guitars are heavy. They have a nice gallop, and the song has a lot of energy. I actually heard a little bit of that like John Bush, like Anthrax in the song, and it shouldn't be surprising because we have like Scott Ian and a member of Armored Saint in the band. But it's cool. It takes a turn and kind of like slows down with like this short like psychedelic rock type of interlude, so I like that part. 1 Million Miles is another high energy song with some chugging guitars and a little bit of like thrash metal influence, but the song is closer to 70s hard rock. I like how it's a nice blend of rock and roll and metal. The song also has a cool like doom metal style riff towards the end of the song. It kind of comes out of nowhere, but I really like it. I thought it was cool and it fit the song. Pain, that's a power ballad. The intro reminds me of like the heavy metal ballad with those minor chords, kind of giving it more of like a haunting feel. It's cool. I like the guitar tone and the male and female vocals. They incorporate some heavy chords during the chorus, and the tempo speeds up a little, but also has like a southern rock feel as well. Bulletproof, this one is more like punk rock, and has the energy and attitude along with the chugging guitars and high energy drumming. Bruise It or Lose It has a really cool guitar riffing. I like that song a lot. Has chugging guitars, hard rock energy. And there's some like 70s rock influence with like a drum beat and that adding like a little like cowbell. Time's Up reminds me a little of Meatloaf from that Bat Out of Hell era, mixed with a little bit of like the Rolling Stones. It's a fun song with a lot of attitude. Rolling Boy Blues is the final song. It's the Mother Superior cover. The song is a steady drum beat, a heavy blues rock feel. This one's pretty good, has a lot of energy. So in conclusion, this is the type of album that can please rock fans and metal fans. They know how to strike that perfect balance of like the two genres. This is something a few bands, try to do, but they don't really do it successfully. The one I thought of was like Guns N' Roses. They kind of had that like classic rock influence, with bands like the Rolling Stones or AC/DC, but they also have that energy and attitude of like almost like a metal band. So it's a band, you could tell they were having fun. They recorded the album live in the studio. All the musicians are professionals. They have played in very successful bands. And you could hear like a little of like Meatloaf being like that his daughter's in the band. And You could tell Scott Ian, wanted to like put in a little of that like thrash metal into it. He was like, wanted to do it. So it's an enjoyable album. I liked all the songs to some degree. I wouldn't say there was anything I did not like in the album. So for that reason, I will give this an 8.5 out of 10. Let me know in the comments what you thought. Up next, I have some anniversary reviews. Iron Maiden's Fear the Dark, celebrating 30 years. Jimi Hendrix, Are You Experienced, celebrating 55 years. And the Rolling Stones, Exile on Main Street, celebrating 50 years. Hopefully, I can get all those done in the next 3 days. So, in the meantime, please remember, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.